From Fairyhouse on the final day of what's been a hugely successful Easter festival. The sun has shone, the attendance has rocketed, the horses have all performed. We've had fun, and there's more to come. First, though, a reprise of yesterday's big race.
It's any second now, they're off for the National. Rushing out of the back, Pair of Brown Eyes, second year in succession, hasn't made a round. Bellowbone ran very wide, any second now is gone, another fancied one out of it. Saint over the last, Isle of Hope and Dreams bidding for a resumption of last year, but Fairyhouse Saint, it's a third national for Ruby Walsh, it's a first for Willie Mullins, Fairyhouse Saint has won it, Isle of Hope and Dreams.
I love it. I mean, it's all about these days, this crowd, these occasions, long may they last.
1, 2, 3, and I think you said 5 as well, Willie. That's not a bad going.
No, we had a good day. Yeah, I mean it's just been one of those years. You know, we've done things that we haven't done before. So tremendous for Ruby, tremendous for Richie, and we're delighted. Tremendous for the yard.
And a wonderful day for Ruby Walsh, his third Irish national. Willie Mullins is first, and a 6-year-old winning it. Andy, what sort of a national was it?
I'd say it was a fair race, yeah. The winner's a progressive novice, and he could be open to plenty of improvement. I thought it was a very entertaining race to watch. But for me, I think the real winner was Fairyhouse in the national itself. It was a fabulous day and a fantastic day, and the crowd went absolutely wild.
Wasn't it wonderful? Ted, no luck for you personally. Your horse falls.
Yeah, he fell. He came over it none the worse. No, there was no injuries in the race. Jockeys or horses, they all live to fight another day. Disappointed to go so early.
We can have a look at it now.
Yeah, but good young 6-year-old. He did it well. Grey horse rolled on from the top of the hill there, and Jesse's horse, and he had him on the stretch behind him. There's a Shattered Love just pulling up there. But from here on in, you didn't need to be a good race reader to know what was going to win. Unless this horse was going to genuflect at one of the fences or run out of petrol, he was going better than anything around.
Andy, the winner's going well here.
Yeah, I thought that was a very interesting part of the race. Ruby's very rarely goes after another horse and chases after him, but he was afraid of Paddy Kennedy there, and he did go after the horse that was in front, and then he probably gets left in front sooner than he wants to be. But you see him from the back of the second last, he knows the horse is getting tired, and he's holding on to as much as he can to get him home from there. Lucky for Ruby, he did hold on. Isle of Hope and Dreams came at him with a good run, but the horse, he met the last in a nice stride, and he needed to meet it on the last stride if he lost a bit of momentum.
And you know,
there.
30 started out, 12 finished. That 3 mile 5, it's a big test, isn't it?
It is, and I said they went a nice gallop because a good few fell early, and really the reason horses fall early in races like nationals is because they're going a good gallop. And then when Paddy Kennedy went on, on a 6 out, that stepped it up a gear again, so that would have set fatigue into a lot of them. And as you saw, even the horses who finished the first 3, they were tired, so plenty behind pulled up.
Ted, 4 races to show this afternoon. Interesting races. The Ladies National. Just when we talk about the ladies, what a season it's been for ladies. You know, we've seen it in this country, in England as well. It's remarkable.
There's 10 or 12 girls right at the moment, and they'd hold their own with anyone, in any generation. They're top class. We have our own Rachel here, and we have the public one in England, Bryony Frost, but there's Lucy Alexander here, who's a smashing rider, as good as any girl that's riding in a saddle. The girl who won the Fox Hunters this year at Cheltenham gave that horse an absolutely masterful ride. Derek O'Connor appeared alongside her, but there's no better amateur, and she didn't look out of place. She was strong and determined. I saw her win a whole race afterwards, smashing. There's absolutely a load of girls here. Talk about the girls of the past, like the Rooney sisters and Katie and Nina and them. These girls are right up there with the best we've seen.
We've got a lot to look forward to. That's our second race. Here's Tracy.
Yes, it's day 3 of the Fairyhouse Easter Festival, and what a fantastic festival it's been so far. Of course, we've 4 live races for you this afternoon. It's the Ladies National, and also a very valuable handicap hurdle. This is what we've got for you. So we get underway in a few moments at 3:10 with John and Chitch Fowler Memorial EBF Mares Steeplechase over 2.5 miles. That is a grade 3. Then at 3:40, the Ratote Pharmacy Ladies National Handicap Steeplechase over 2 miles and 6 furlongs. Then at 4:10, the INH Stallion Owners EBF Novice Handicap Hurdle Series Final, and that is over 3 miles. And we finish with the €100,000 Ribo Handicap Hurdle at 4:40, and that is over 2 miles. Quite a few non-runners, as you can see there, in the 4:10 and the 4:40. Number 1, Farkless, doesn't run. 2 jockey changes in the 4:10 and the 4:40. Once again, there's a good breeze here today. The sun is shining. It's still very mild. Lovely day here at Fairyhouse. The going is good to yielding, and the temperatures are between 15 and 18 degrees.
Yes, a warm good afternoon to you. Hope you enjoyed the Irish Grand National yesterday. What a wonderful performance from that 6-year-old Borough Saint, backed into what, 6-1 favourite from 10-1. And really, if you back the favourite, you never had a moment's worry. It's what, 20-1 for the Grand National entry last year. And as we know, time and time again, the Irish Grand National, a wonderful, wonderful record for producing entry winners as well. Of course, Willie Mullins, a first national for him, following on from his dad, the mighty Paddy Mullins, who won 4 nationals, the first of which, what 52 years ago, with the wonderful Vulpine. The mares on their way to the start for our first live race on Easter Tuesday. It's the Boyle Sports Grand National John and Chick Fowler Memorial Mares Chase. Of course, the Fowler is so synonymous here with Fairyhouse. It's a grade 3 contest. You can't call her that. Won it last year. Of course, the previous year was won by Slow Motion, who's in the race this afternoon. Camelia De Cotte represents Willie Mullins, and Paul Townend will do the steering. Prava Laguna is Ruby Walsh. 3, Barra, Sean Flanagan. 4, Jamie Summers, Brian Hayes out of that wonderful mare, Solarina. 5, Slow Motion, the Soldier of Fortune mare, who was running well in a Galway plate, ran well at Cheltenham, and has won this race 2 years ago. Blinkard, Mark Walsh riding for Joseph O'Brien, and 6, Synopsis, Davy Russell riding for Gordon Elliott. It's let's see how they bet in the market. It was giant favourites for a while, but we've now found an outright favourite, Camelia De Cotte. 5 from 7 over fences, is now 7-4 market leader. 2-1 from an opening chalk of 7-4 Prava Laguna. Slow Motion is 7-2, 7-1 Barra, and 20-1 Bar.
Just 6 mares for this race then, and Camelia De Cotte, one of Willie's runners, and she is our favourite. She's won 5 of her 7 starts. She's a real good sort. She was put in her place last time out by Kaiser Black, but Kaiser Black went on and gave Le Bagalois quite a fright at Leopardstown. This is a good mare.
There's Prava Laguna, a good mare as well too. She won, not last time up. She was disappointing at Cheltenham in the JLT behind Definitely the Soul. She never got in the blow at all, David Mullins rode her. But she done nicely when she beat Bay de Zile and Teacher's Pet at Naas, and she'd beat Moyena and Polar Present at Limerick before that. She's quite a good mare.
Number 3 is Barra, who's probably the best of these over hurdles, is rated 140. She's far less experienced than her rivals over fences, though. She only had the 1 run over fences, and that was when winning a beginner's chase at Kilbeggan very, very well indeed. She probably jumped better in that race than any of her opposition jump, but she's off the track for quite a while.
Jamie Summers is number 4, and an interesting runner. She's a daughter of Solarina. We all remember Solarina. What a wonderful, wonderful mare she was. This is a mare who's disappointing compared to Solarina anyway. She's only won 1 of her starts over fences so far. She's got plenty to find on the book.
Yeah, and 5 is Slow Motion, mare with loads of experience running the Galway plate. If she came back to her best, she'd warm anything in the race because she's a very good mare. She was no match for the Roscana in the mare's race at Cheltenham, but she ran all right behind Laurina. I know Laurina won well, but that was high class. She's dropping down against these mares here, and the one thing that is going to stand to this mare, she's a boodle of experience.
Placed in the Galway plate, Tad, as well, yeah. I think, yeah.
Number 6 is Synopsis, trained by Gordon Elliott. Had a good win in December time at Cheltenham under Richard Johnson, jumped very well that day, but has had 2 disappointing runs since, and has been well beaten both by Prava Laguna and Camelia De Cotte previously.
There might be a big field in this 6 of them, but they're tidy mares. There's four very good mares: Camelia De Cotte, Prava Laguna, Barra, and Slow Motion. Any of them in their own right are very good mares, and the other mares in their own company are good. Like what a brood mare Jamie Summers is. You know, she's won a few races, but she's the daughter of Solarina. Somewhere along the line, some of the offspring will shine again.
She's the only Irish-bred mare in the race, which is a bit disappointing, really.
Is it? Yeah, I didn't look at that way. Yeah, most of them are French, are they? They're off.
That's it. Racing for this, the Royal Sports Grand National Festival. John and Fitch Fowler Memorial EBF Mares Chase Grade 3 contest, 2.5 miles. Camelia De Cotte is going to lead them out over fence number 1. Stable companion Prava Laguna is going to keep tabs on the leader. Barra is going to take off in 3rd with Slow Motion, possibly just shading the 3rd from Barra in 4. And behind these is Synopsis. Last of all is Jamie Summers. So immediately into the bend that brings them into the straight and on towards fences 2, 3 and 4. And it's Camelia De Cotte who leads from in 2nd Prava Laguna. Paul Townend leads Ruby Walsh. Back in 3rd is Slow Motion and Mark Walsh. They're being chased in 4th by Barra and Sean Flanagan. Synopsis, Davy Russell last but 1. And Jamie Summers, the mount of Brian Hayes, brings up the rear. So they continue now to make their way on towards fence 3. 16 fences in all to be jumped. They've won 31 races between them. Camelia De Cotte going to lead them out over it from Prava Laguna. He jumps in 2nd. Slow Motion gets in close 3rd, but organised as well. Back in 4th is Barra. Synopsis and Jamie Summers, the back pair, coming on now towards fence number 4. It'll be the last in the circuit's time. Camelia De Cotte going to lead from Prava Laguna. And then towards the inside is Slow Motion. Just comes up out of the leader's hands. Prava Laguna jumps a little left, lost Synopsis at the back. Synopsis is a faller. 6 become 5 as Camelia De Cotte is going to lead them by from in 2nd Prava Laguna. Then in 3rd is the 2017 winner, that's Slow Motion. Barra is next, and a break to Jamie Summers is last of all. So they turn now to face the climb in this Grade 3 mares contest. And it's Camelia De Cotte, the daughter of Laveron, the sire of former national winner Organised Confusion, being chased in 2nd by Prava Laguna, the daughter of Great Pretender, the sire of Mr. Mole and Great Field. Back in 3rd is Barra, the Vendangeur, sire of Arzal. Also responsible for Barra here. Towards the inside is Slow Motion, the daughter of Soldier of Fortune, stands down at the beaches, sire of Early Doors. And last of all is Jamie Summers, Milan mare out of the 22 times winning Solarina. Great mare she was. Jamie Summers just bringing up the rear. So these 5 make their way up the hill with Camelia De Cotte continuing to go along in front from in 2nd Prava Laguna, and 3rd is Slow Motion. Towards the outside is Barra, and 2 or 3 lengths to Jamie Summers, who's last of all. So they take the final climbing fence now, and it's Camelia De Cotte from Prava Laguna, just jumping a shade off to the left. Slow Motion following. Barra is next, and Jamie Summers is last of all. So now they take the turn at the top of the track. They're heading towards fences 8, 9 and 10, bringing them along the back straight, and it is Camelia De Cotte who's keeping the tempo honest from Prava Laguna, who holds this 4 to 5 length break in 2nd. Back in 3rd is Barra with towards the inside Slow Motion. They're little between that pair, and Jamie Summers is last of all. So continuing now towards the middle 1 of 3 along the back straight, Camelia De Cotte from Prava Laguna. Back in 3rd, towards the inside is Slow Motion, towards the outside is Barra, just behind them is Jamie Summers as they come on towards the next. Good jump, the leader, Camelia De Cotte. Prava Laguna jumps at 2nd, Slow Motion. Jumping's been good, but just a little sketchy compared to the leading pair. Barra towards the outside and Jamie Summers last of all. Now over the final ditch, and it is Camelia De Cotte who's extending the advantage, if anything. Prava Laguna is as close as she's comfortable to be, you'd imagine. Back in 3rd is Slow Motion and Barra, and they're getting away from Jamie Summers, who's last of all. So passing the 7 furlong point, heading along the side of the track with 6 ahead of them, and Camelia De Cotte is beginning to lengthen now from Prava Laguna in 2nd. Barra 3rd on the outside of Slow Motion, and behind them is Jamie Summers. At the neck, she's quick again over her fences, is the leader, Camelia De Cotte. She doesn't spend very long in the air, and that makes it more difficult for Prava Laguna, who has to catch it up in between fences. Back in 3rd is Slow Motion, and towards the outside Barra is going into a clearer 3rd at the expense of Slow Motion. They're clear from Jamie Summers as they make their way on now towards 5 fences from the finish. Camelia De Cotte over from Prava Laguna, Barra, Slow Motion, and a break then to Jamie Summers, who's just coming to it now. Now they make their way on towards 4 fences from the finish, and this the Boyle Sports Grand National Festival John and Fitch Fowler Memorial. The mare's chase, it is Camelia De Cotte from Prava Laguna, who is closing the gap now. Barra is 3rd as they make their way towards the fence before the turn in. Camelia De Cotte, Prava Laguna, Barra, then a break to Slow Motion, and they're clear from Jamie Summers coming to it now. So they swing now towards the turn into the straight. They've 3 to jump when they straighten up, and it is still Camelia De Cotte who's yet to see a rival. In 2nd is Prava Laguna. In 3rd, now asked for effort, is Barra, and being asked to hold position. They've gone away from Slow Motion, the 2017 winner. Now they make their way towards 3 from home. Camelia De Cotte over in front. Prava Laguna and Barra try to come either side, but this leader goes well under Paul Townend as they make their way on towards the second last Sean Flanagan's at work on Barra. Ruby Walsh possibly accepting fate on the near side. Prava Laguna, and has just reached for that one. Now they make their way towards the final one, and in front it's Camelia De Cotte. Now Prava Laguna's asked for effort. Sean Flanagan's lost his stick. They're clear from slow motion. Make their way towards the final fence, and in front it's Camelia De Cotte from Prava Laguna. From back in third is Barra. She's a little slow at the last, but so was Prava Laguna, the one she missed, as they make their way up towards the line. Camelia De Cotte, she was very quick all the way round. Slight mistake at the last, but a very convincing winner here. It's Camelia De Cotte for Willie Mullins and Paul Town, and Prava Laguna's second, Barra's third, slow motion is 4, and fifth of the 5 is Jamie Summers.
Yeah, 2 good mares, 3 good mares, first, second and third, and they jump well. This mare went a good gallop every step of the way. She's won 6 chases now. Wasn't good enough the last day for Pat Doyle's good horse, Kaiser Black, but other than that, she's unbeaten over him. She's quick mare, jumped well. Paul went a good gallop on all the way. Prava Laguna jumped well behind her, but not as quick or as good as the one in front. And when push came to shove, she found Barra will improve for the run. She hasn't run for a long time. Sean Flanagan laid down his challenge there, but she got a bit tired then, and that second made a bit of a mistake, but she kept going well. So she kept going well all the way.
A very fair race. Yeah. Everything had their chance. Everything jumped nicely.
That's the only mistake that mare made. She got under the last a little bit there, but she's a good mare. She's won well. Paul is going to be champion jockey this year for the second time. He's 17 or 18 ahead of Rachel, with only a week's racing left to go. And what a fine champion he is too. He's had a terrific year. Won the Gold Cup, which is just... Sean Flanagan drops his stick here. You just see it on the left-hand side as he goes to pull it through, and it just... those things happen. It didn't make any difference to the result of it anyway.
I think she was going third best at that stage.
There she is. Look at it. It's a rotten old field, isn't it?
Yeah.
Happens to us all.
An empty feeling in your stomach, but anyway.
Well, it's not too bad if you get well beat, but if you get beat a half a length, it's an empty old feeling, all right. Do you know what I mean?
Richard Pugh made the point that Ruby was probably accepting defeat down to the second last, but I think Prava Laguna is a mare who likes to get in very deep to her hurdles or to her fences, so I think he was probably just backing off her a little bit to get her a chance that she wouldn't run in too deep.
Yeah.
It's probably better for her to jump when she's not forced into it.
Nice one for Rich Ritchie. He had a good win yesterday when he won the National, and now he's won this nice Fairyhouse race as well. Tom?
Yes, indeed, out here on the track I'm with winning jockey and Camelia De Cotte, but Paul Townend, you must have enjoyed that. Emphatic, really fluent over her obstacles, quick in the air.
She is very good. The truth be told, you're probably just a passenger on her and she does what she wants, but she keeps winning, so that's the main thing.
I was about to say, Mrs. Consistency. She just keeps doing it, loves it.
Yeah, fences have really brought her out, about a lot of improvement in her, and she was very hard to train last year, but Willie's got the knack for her now, and yeah, look, she's strung together a few wins, and yeah, she's a joy to ride, to be honest.
Was there any anxiety when you probably sensed Ruby and Davy coming at you from the rear, just at one point, trying to launch a challenge at least?
There was, because she's very hard on herself, but she's getting clever, as in the sense she gives herself a chance throughout the race now, and we're a bit messy at the last, but as I say, I'd left it up to her, you know.
And finally, well, so often Willie Mullins leaves it up to you, winner 104 of another brilliant Irish season. You must be pretty content.
Yeah, look, it's unreal. Joe, if you asked me at the start of the season, do we expect anything like this, the obvious answer would be no, but you know, we got the ball rolling early and kept it rolling, and please God we can go into Punchestown now and have a good week.
Whatever happens there, Paul Townend, just champion, well done.
What a credit he is, Paul. His second championship looming, and was it 104 winners so far?
Yeah. And he's a fine rider, and he's a good ambassador for the sport, and well able to take the knocks and put up with it as well too. At Punchestown last year, we saw him in Albroom Ford. He came back the next day and rode a treble. He's a lovely fella. A credit to his dad and his family, and all credit to him. He's a credit to the game as well too. You never see Paul out of place.
He's been number 2 to Ruby Walsh for years in the Willie Mullins yard, and he's got a couple of years in hand over Ruby, so I'm sure he'll fall into that role at some stage.
Indeed he will. Indeed he will.
But you look at the success of Willie's stable, and you think of the owners, and you think of the riders, but you have to think of the horses as well. And I tell you what, those French breds, I mean, first, second and third here, and Willie was very quick to see the benefit of them and what they could do, and he's had some good ones. And this mare by Laveron, what a sire he's been as well. She's now won 6 of her 8 starts over fences. She's good.
Yeah, when you look at all the champions Willie has had, you know, there's a huge number of them have been sourced in France.
Yeah, he was quick to cop it now early, as Robert says. Like early on, we all got going, but he got going on it quicker than most people. I should have jumped it a bit quicker. I bought a horse called Rock the Prince when my dad did 20 years ago, and he went up won 13 or 14 races, but I didn't go back for another French one straight away. But Willie copped onto those Sal Francais horses, and they're as tough as nails and sound and everything else. Like
Arthur Moore found some as well, Clare and Davis.
Yes.
You know, they crept in, and then Willie took a right bite at them.
Yeah, what amazes me is that the stallions we use here, like if you stood Nickname, the horse that Martin Brazel had that won over fences, if you stood him in here in Ireland, they wouldn't breed to him. They'd send you half-bred horses, and he's a great sire. And all the good jumping stallions in there's a brother to Big Bucks. He's a great the sire album photo, Bucks Boom. If you brought over the full brother to Big Bucks, the 3 mile hurler, and stood him here, they'd say, breed too slow, breed Latouche horses.
But Ted, if you go back in history, you know, we think of Bulgan being
That's
Irish.
right.
He wasn't
And
Irish. You know, Escart.
Fortina.
Yeah, Fortina.
Fortina, the great horse in Grange.
Yeah,
he
French
set up the whole. He won a Cheltenham Gold Cup. But we just got away from breeding to staying horses like that. I mean, Munsfield couldn't get a mare.
Sadler, I look at Sadler Maker the other day, and a Sadler's Wells horse who's after breeding Bristol Demai, Apple's Jade, and he had the good mare Eglantine he decided the other day. He was rated 64 in the flat and never won. So, you know, a horse who never would have made it and stud at all here.
Rosalier was another horse that came over, and it was a huge success. But as a sire and a sire of brood mares, if you got a Rosalier mare crossed with whatever you like, they were great mares, and so were the Monksfield mares. We got away from breeding into stamina, we got into breeding into speed.
And we used to have a lot of scopy horses. You know, we probably don't have the same scope as they used to have, I think. Would be my observation.
Found it interesting there, the point Paul Towner made. He said he's just a passenger on this mare, but really I think he's been a bit modest there. She's a very keen mare, and there's a fine line between getting into a row with a mare like that and leaving her do what she wants and getting them jumping him. I think Paul just managed that to perfection today. Over to Tracy.
Yes, I've just caught up with Willie after that impressive win by Camelia De Cotte. She's good, isn't she? She's fast.
She's very sharp, yeah. You saw more than I did. I was probably coming in off the M50 by the time I just arrived here for when they were pulling up. So, but
As Richard was saying when he was commentating, she spends very little time in the air. She just pings.
Oh yeah, she's very sharp like that. Paul thought she was going a little right today. I don't know why, but he said the ground was well watered. That's good, you know. So great credit to Fairyhouse to produce ground in weather like this, you know.
And another one for Rich, and obviously after yesterday. Did you celebrate last night, Willie? Did you enjoy the moment?
We did. We had a good night, yeah. It has to be done, you know.
Oh, absolutely. It was a wonderful, wonderful day. Were you talking to Rich afterwards?
No, he's tied up at the moment. So we'll, you know, after today, we said we'd have a roundup of the whole weekend, and but you know, I know he enjoyed those sort of wins. Who wouldn't? I mean, that sort of prize money, you know.
Absolutely. And the horse is all right this morning.
All the horses have come out fine. A couple of them with little bits of problems, but you'll get that after any race meeting, and but no major problems. So we're very, very pleased. Pair of Brown Eyes was fine this morning, and Say Jersey was a little sore around his sacroiliac joint, but you know, they're the two major ones. They got falls yesterday, but I think they'll be fine. They might even run next week in Punchestown, you know, so they fell early enough. And Katie, well, of course, Katie O'Farrell was fine too, and Paul Townend, you can see he was fine too as well.
Certainly fine, all right. Just a quick word on Mr. Adjudicator. He's only had the 2 runs this season. He's exciting.
Yeah, I think he's a nice horse. I think with the type of ground we have here, we'll, you know, I know he's top weight, but I think he'll carry top weight. It's an open enough race, but he's one I'm looking forward to getting really right. I don't think I've ever really got him as right as he is capable of being. So maybe today will be the day.
You're on a roll, Willie. Good luck. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, well done, Tracy. Great insight from the master himself, W.P. Mullins, in that big race, that 100 grand Ribo handicap hurdle with Mr. Adjudicator, the Camacho getting 9-2 into 7-2, and Willie has won the Fowler Memorial Mare Steeplechase in honour of John and Chick Fowler. Camelia De Cotte started off winning on Clonmel, chased it down at Powersclough Park, and continues her winning trade. What is it now? 6 from 8, 13-8 favourite from best price in the ring was 15-8. Prava Laguna 2-1. and third number 3 Barra at 8-1. All 6 ran in that 3:10. Of course, we have lots of really good racing coming up. As you can see, fine crowd here again this afternoon. Kids on holidays, Easter weekend, people relaxing and enjoying themselves in the sunshine. We have the €25,000 Ratholt Pharmacy Ladies National Handicap Steeplechase. 10 runners going to post, and Tracy caught up with some of the jockeys.
Well, at 3:40 we have the Tote Pharmacy's Ladies National Steeplechase, and I have 3 of the jockeys here beside me who are taking part in this today. And of course, we've Moira McGilligan beside me here, and Lucy Alexander and Joanna Walton. Welcome all to Fairyhouse. Good to see you. First of all, Moira, you're on Alto Esquire, and not a bad performance in Limerick last time.
No, he's good place form, recent form, so I'll be hoping of a good run. Yeah.
Ground good to yielding today. I was just out there, and it's got a nice give to it. So how do you think he'll handle it?
Not really that sure. Haven't really spoken to the trainer yet, but I spoke to Kevin Bruder, who rode him on his last few runs, and he said the trip should suit, and he likes his jumping, so hopefully he'll get a good spin round. Yeah.
And it's great to have a race like this here today.
Yeah, great to have an opportunity on a big day. Delighted with that. So I'm delighted to get to ride for a trainer like Charles Burns as well. So just delighted to be here, to be honest. Yeah.
Very, very best of luck to you. Now, Lucy, you're on Tinner Hinch, and he's an improving sort, isn't he?
Yeah. His first time handicap, so I hope he'll run well.
What type of a horse is he?
Well, I don't know a whole lot, but I'm told he's a good jumper, so hopefully the big track will suit him. And no, it's great to be here. So,
have you had a look around the course? Did you have a walk around the course? What do you think?
Yeah, no, it's a lovely big track. So really pleased to be asked. And it's nice to come over.
It's a bit special to be here today. The very best of luck to you. Now, Joanna, last but not least, Joanna, great to have a ride here today. Yeah. Fairyhouse is a bit special, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. It's a lovely place and it's nice weather, so it makes it all better. Yeah.
Tell us about your horse, home place.
As I say, I don't know a whole lot of pile about him, but John Barry, jockey down Cork, well, he schooled him the other day and said he's a nice spin, so hopefully, fingers crossed.
He seems to like it. He ran really well here on New Year's Day.
So yeah, if he runs like that again, hopefully we'll tip away and hopefully he'll be all right in the end. So
the most important thing, enjoy it, come home safely, and great to talk to you. Thanks for giving us the time. Thanks a million. Bye, guys.